What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Pens and Tea. My name is Carrie, and today we're going to talk about another top 5. So my last video, we talked about favorite fountain pens of 2017, and today we're talking about, this time my favorite fountain pen accessories. Don't mind this, by the way. I was having fun with some ink, and it came out very, very cool. But yes, so today we're going to be talking about accessories. I get a lot of questions about what kind of accessories people like to use, which ones I use, which ones are worth it, not worth it, anything like that. So I thought I will finally talk about it. So again, in no particular order, just like I did with the fountain pens, I'm going to just grab one and start. And the first one is going to be something kind of odd, and it's Q-tips. I have it in a little glass jar. This jar was originally given to me at a bridal shower full of candy, and it had a different label on it. I peeled off that label and I just put on a black label here and wrote on it with white pen that just says Q-tips, obviously. And I keep it on my desk pretty much. I use these for doing pen swabs. I do them, which like when I do the actual like cardstock, which let me know in the comments below if you want me to do an updated video on how I keep all of my ink samples. But I do that with these. These are very, very integral to my cleaning process as well. So Q-tips is such an odd thing, but I absolutely love them, and I can't imagine my fountain pen life without Q-tips. Actually, in keeping with the cleaning theme, I'm going to bring out my next one, which is this guy right here. He's been lovingly used many times. This is actually my second bulb syringe that I've had since starting my fountain pen hobby, which is pretty good because I think I'm years and years in now. So this you can buy at any drugstore. It's just one of those things that basically you get for babies that like suck boogers out basically, which is kind of gross. But this makes it super, super, super easy to flush your fountain pens. So essentially, my stand broke, by the way, so I'm doing this all one-handed. What you would do is where the cartridge converter normally goes, if I can get this out, where the cartridge converter normally goes, you would actually insert the bulb syringe so that you can flush it with water. So you'd fill this whole thing with water and you'd literally just press the compressor down so that this whole thing flushes out with water. It is significantly easier than filling up the converter, dumping the converter, filling up the converter, dumping the converter, up, blah, 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 blah. This cuts your time in half by like 100% basically. Pretty much my all-time favorite. So these two are definitely, for cleaning purposes, are definitely the best. And therefore they're in my top 5, and they will probably pretty much always remain in my top 5. Something also kind of random are these guys, little ink vials. So this is a sample that I specifically actually bought from Goulet Pens, not sponsored, but I really, really love these vials. Not only are they like okay to fill from, not all pens will be able to, but they're better than nothing. To get samples in, but I like to keep these if I want to get, sort of brave and mix fountain pen inks, which be very careful if you're doing that, by the way. But I also like to give other people samples of my bottled ink in these as well. So I really like these. I find that they're super duper handy. And then when they're not full of ink, I use them to store a lot of my nibs. So I will put like extra Lamy nibs in them. I'll put like, the Goulet nibs, like number 6 nibs. I'll put, other like Noodler's nibs, things like that. I have other nib units for Parker, whatnot. Like I'll wrap these up and then I will stick them in these vials. So that way when they're all chilling in my desk drawer, I don't have to worry about any kind of damage. And they're really, really great if you want to travel with extra nib units as well. So I flippin' love these. Wow, we are just barreling through here. So that is 3 of them. Another thing I combined into one, and that is, again, not sponsored, but I did buy it from Goulet, but you can get these anywhere. And that's micro mesh or Mylar paper. So essentially what these are little sheets of like, well, Mylar paper. It's very, very, very fine abrasive. So if you feel it with your fingers, it doesn't feel like anything, but it's abrasive enough to smooth out your nibs. So you can see here, like all the ink kind of piles that I have, they have been well used, and I use them frequently to tune all of my nibs and to smooth them out, because otherwise I don't like half of my pens, because a lot of times pens will come not wet enough for me. If you've watched any of my videos, really, I consistently talk about how I like my pens to be very, very wet and very, very smooth. So this is how I get them smooth, is by doing it on Mylar paper. So if the pen that you're using is kind of scratchy and the tines are not misaligned, that is the first thing you have to check. If the tines are perfectly aligned and your nib is scratchy, then you would start with something like Mylar paper. And then if you want to make it like after Mylar paper, if it's just a hair more that you need, you would use this Mylar paper after the micro mesh. So these are definitely the two things that I use quite frequently, and they'll last forever. Like if you buy these sheets, like I said, I've been doing this for years and I've only just used like little teeny bits. They really do last quite a long time, and you don't have to buy them from the Goulet company. When I first got into the hobby, I pretty much bought everything from them. So you can get this really from anywhere, any fountain pen place. You can even get them from a hardware store. You just want to make sure you get a very, 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 very fine grit, so that you don't have to go too crazy, because once you start, you won't stop. Plus, just be very careful because you can go too far. So we have 4. We've got Q-tips, a bulb syringe, ink vials, and Mylar and micro mesh paper. So what is the last in the top 5? Well, I, again, have kind of combined them. So this Superior Labor pen roll wrap is my all-time favorite. I do have a full review of this, and it is absolutely fabulous. So I've been using it for quite some time now, and I absolutely adore it. This is the only thing I ever use now. So far, even keeping like really expensive pens like the Omas Ogiva Alba, Lamy 2000, Pelikan M805 Streisman, the Pilot Custom 823, and this is a Sailor Pro Gear 2. And then, of course, I do have my Parker Dual Fold in there as well. Keeping all of those pens in there, they don't get scratched, which is a very common question about that. I haven't had any issues with that. I have had nothing but positive reviews of the way that this leather feels. It's broken in quite nicely. So this is 100%. If I absolutely gun to my head had to label all of these 1 through 5 and like actually give them a ranking of 1 through 5, this would be number 1. I absolutely love it. But I am going to give you guys a bit of a sneak peek, if I can get this out of the way, of a review that is coming up shortly. Because I am so freaking in love with that pen wrap, I have since bought a pen portfolio from the same company. And I am, again, finding nothing but positive things to say about it. So I'm just gonna give you a little bit of a sneak peek at what's coming up in the future for a review. But 100%, this is here for sure. Everyone needs a pen case of some sort. Everyone's gonna have different needs for a pen case. I have probably 50 pen cases, but since getting this several months ago, I have never turned to anything else. I absolutely love it. So guys, that's my top 5 for fountain pen accessories. Of course, there are more, but these are the ones that I reach to the most. These are the ones that are the most prevalent in my fountain pen life. What about you guys? Leave me comments in the comment section below. What's your top 5 fountain pen accessories? What can you not live without? If you like this video, hit that thumbs up. It really helps me out. If you really like the video but haven't done so yet already, do hit that subscribe button. New videos come out every Monday and Friday mostly. And guys, as always, thank you for watching. I greatly appreciate it. I'll see you later. Bye.